Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Hope all is well. Everyone's busy getting ready for Chag Pesach. Very exciting times. I know I get a very big sense of enjoyment actually as a result of getting ready for the Chag, getting ready for the Seder. Very special time, special opportunities to reconnect with family, to reconnect to Torah Hashem, and Mitzvah Hashem will all have a very beautiful Chag Kosher V'Sameach. I'm recording this a little early as this week, Parshat Tzav, I'll be on my way. I'll be in the middle of Poland with the Yeshiva on the Poland trip, something that for me is very inspiring. And Mitzvah Hashem, I'll be able to share with you some of those experiences next week. I wanted to share with you a thought that I heard just coming into Yeshiva this morning from Rav Daniel Friedman. I listened to his Dvar Torah. I thought it was a very beautiful idea that I'd like to share with you. The Torah tells us here in the beginning of Parshat Tzav that when it comes to the Mizbeach HaChitzon, the Mizbeach where the carbon Ola was brought, where the carbon Tmidim were brought, so Eish al HaMizbeach tukad bo lo tichbeh. That the Eish on the Mizbeach was never to be extinguished. The Mizbeach was always burning. It was the Eish was lo tichbeh tukad bo al Mizbeach tamid. It was always supposed to be burning. The Gemara in Maseches Yuma Daf Mem He Beis points out that we have another fire that's always burning in the Beis HaMikdash, and that is, of course, the menorah. There you have the idea of Ner Tamid, is that the menorah always has its light is burning. Machlokes Rishonim exactly what that means, Tamid, but the concept of the Tmidius of the menorah and the Or HaMenorah is certainly prevalent when it comes to the menorah as well. The Gemara Maseches Yuma Daf Mem He raises an interesting question. So what happens if the menorah, its light gets extinguished? How do you go ahead and relight it? So the Gemara tells us that we take the tamid of the Mizbeach HaChitzon and we use that tamid and link that into the Ner tamid of the menorah, and we light the menorah with the Eish of the Mizbeach. Rashi says Eish tamid, Eish shamarti lecha ba tamid, v'shal menorah Shenemar lalos ner tamid, it gets lit by the Eish of the Mizbeach, which is always lit, which is lo tichbeh. That's the Gemara. Interesting Gemara, important Gemara. What exactly is the idea? What exactly is the message that this Gemara is trying to convey? So we know, and Rav Asher Weiss speaks about this a lot. He writes that there are three core kalim in the Beis HaMikdash. There are a lot of kalim, but there are three core kalim. Core kli number one is the menorah, and the menorah, of course, represents Torah. Ki ner mitzvah v'Torah or. We have the idea that the Torah is meir es ha'enayim. It illuminates, it ignites, it lights. Ki ba'or panecha nasat Hashem Lokeinu Torah's Chaim. The Or Panecha is the Torah's Chaim. There's a tremendous linkage between the light of menorah and the light of the Torah HaKadosha. So menorah is connected Torah. The Mizbeach is keneged Avodah, Avodas HaTfilah, Avodah in general. The idea of the Avodah, the Beis HaMikdash, is certainly the Mizbeach. And the Shulchan is Gemilas Chasadim, is that sense of Gemilas Chasadim. And Al Shlosh Advarim Ha'olam Omed, Al HaTorah, Al Avodah, Al Gemilas Chasadim, and those link into these three core kalim in the Beis HaMikdash. So what exactly is this connection, however, between the menorah and the Mizbeach, that if the light of the menorah goes out, you kindle it from the light of the Mizbeach? So Friedman suggests the following idea. He says, when it comes to the menorah and the light of Torah, that's our inspiration. The menorah represents, there's no real avodah, just the illumination, that is inspiration. And Torah is supposed to inspire us. Torah is supposed to light us up. Torah is supposed to ignite us to the highest of levels. And that's really what we're supposed to accomplish. We're supposed to walk around as inspired people, always feeling uplifted, always feeling elevated, always feeling on that spiritual high. But we know reality hits sometimes. And sometimes you have that phenomena where you're not feeling inspired. You're not feeling connected. You don't feel close to Hashem. You feel very far away. You're not in the mood. We're not ignited. We're not lit. The menorah's light has Rahman al-Islam become extinguished. So what are we supposed to rely on? What's supposed to give us that sense of chizuk? How can we go ahead and relight, reignite, rekindle? So the answer is the Mizbeach. And the Mizbeach represents the korban tamid, the daily avodah, day in, day out. The Mizbeach was in operation. He brought the korban shel tamid ben baboker, to korban shachar, the korban tamid shel ben arbayim, every single day. And the flames of the Mizbeach were burning every single day, constantly. Overnight, the Varm and Pedarim were burning on the Mizbeach. In the morning once again, in the afternoon once again, it was constantly churning. That is what I will call the daily avodah. And the daily avodah is a constant in our lives. It doesn't deviate, and we do it. Sometimes we're not feeling it. Sometimes we're not inspired, but nevertheless, we're at Shachris every single morning. We're at Mincha every single afternoon. We're experiencing Shabbos every single week. Are we inspired every single tefillah? Perhaps not. Are we into our learning every single day that we're turning the Daf Yomi and putting in that Daf Yomi every single day? Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Every Shabbos, are we feeling that excitement of Kabbalah Shabbos? Perhaps not. But that doesn't make a difference. The bottom line is, that is our daily avodah. We want it to be inspired, but even when it's not inspired, we're there. We're there every tefillah. We're there every Kriyas Shema. We're there every Shabbos. And then, with that constancy, with that tmidius, then all of a sudden we can go ahead and sometimes we'll have that feeling like, you know what? Yes, I start to light up that menorah once again. And the menorah becomes lit once again. Is that there'll be times when we're not inspired, when the menorah is not as strong. But because we have that Mizbeach HaChitzon that is operating daily, that is in constant operation, that gives us the opportunity to relight the menorah. Because imagine if it wasn't the case. Imagine if we're not inspired and then we're not doing our daily avodah either. So then there's nothing left. There's nothing there. The backbone. At the end of the day, and we speak about this a lot. We speak about it a lot in yeshiva, but perhaps it's even more relevant after we leave yeshiva, is that sometimes you can ask yourself, I'm not feeling my davening, so what's the point? The point is, that is exactly the Mizbeach HaChitzon. That is exactly the Avodas HaMizbeach. It's the constancy, it's the dailiness of it all. And then, through that, we light the menorah. Through that, we start to get ignited. And all of a sudden, that daily avodah becomes inspired, becomes illuminated by the Ner HaMaravi, the or of the menorah, ki ner mitzvah v'torah or. It ignites that daily mitzvah. And there is that symbiotic relationship constantly. But that, I think, is a very, very beautiful idea, something to really take hold with us. Because in those times, when we're not feeling so inspired, remember the lesson of the Mizbeach HaChitzon. Its light never gets extinguished. You have that constantly, that daily avodah, and then Mirz Hashem, that daily avodah starts to ignite the menorah, and all of a sudden becomes inspired once again. It becomes illuminated once again. So I give us all a bracha, a tremendous bracha. As I know, in looking ahead, I'll be in Poland, one of the most darkest of all places. But what got the Jewish people through, what enabled us as a nation to get through, so much was extinguished. So much was destroyed. So much life was snuffed out. So much Or HaTorah was totally decimated and annihilated. But ultimately, what got us through is those Jews that persevered, that daily avodah, that constancy, that even when there's so much darkness around us, we have the Mizbeach HaChitzon, and that ultimately ignites our menorah. So we should all be zocheh to really experience both the Ner Mitzvah and, of course, the Torah Or.